Hey everyone, and welcome to this Fall 2022 Convocation here at Lake Tahoe Community College. My name is Scott Lucas. I'm the Faculty Chair of Teaching and Learning here at LTCC, and I've been teaching anthropology as well as sociology for over 26 years here at the college. So I've had a lot of experience, and I really enjoy imparting some of that experience with you as we talk about teaching and learning issues. So as part of Convocation, I'd like to introduce myself and to have a role and really discuss what teaching and learning does, and also preview some changes that are coming, some things that have happened over the summer, and also some opportunities to think about the future and what we can do to always improve the overall teaching and learning here at Lake Tahoe Community College. So if you want a better sense of what teaching and learning is, just as far as being a program here at the college, I really recommend that you go to www.ltccteachingandlearning.com. I recently, as I'll talk about in a second, redesigned this whole website. So when you go there on the homepage, there's going to be some information about what teaching and learning is, who I am, and then you can also learn about the college. So there's a lot of great information here on the website, and I really use this website as the hub to keep you up to date on everything, whether that's the teaching talks that happen on Tuesday, when you can find those, the topics, or any of the new trainings I've done, or videos or tutorials that really help you navigate the ever-changing world of teaching and learning. And it certainly is one that is changing over time, particularly as technology has impacted us, as we see changes in the educational landscape, as we see changes in our society, and of course, the outcomes of COVID-19 and how COVID-19 had such a dramatic impact on the world and certainly on education and teaching and learning. So if you want to get a sense of teaching and learning, what we've accomplished over the years, go to the new website and click on the last tab, which is Reports. And so you can just look at any of these reports here, all available as downloads. So if you want the most recent one, 2022, you can look at that here. And actually this first one here is 2020, but these are all laid out graphically. And I try to give you information about workshops, about the various videos that have been created, all their resources, different aspects of being responsive, talking about doing surveys, and trying to reach out to the college community to get a sense of what people want to focus on in terms of teaching and learning, including the professional development activities. You can also watch videos of these. So if you don't want to read the report, if the reports are just kind of too printed and too boring or whatever, you can look at the videos, and the videos are a little more exciting to watch. So these are all listed by year, and then I also have the Convocation Welcome from 2021. So there's a lot to see here, and certainly it's an opportunity for you to get more insights about what we've been doing. If you're a brand new faculty member, definitely an opportunity to learn about what's out there and how you can take part in our workshops, our professional development opportunities, and so forth. And as always, I say reach out. If you don't understand something or you want to find out the answer to a question that you don't know, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. In fact, in my one of my old jobs in the past, I was a trainer for the Six Flags Corporation, working at a theme park called Astroworld in Houston, Texas, and actually wrote my dissertation about the dynamics between management and workers and our training department. So I have this corporate background in training as well as the pedagogical background in training through workshops I've done and through national stuff with the American Anthropological Association, winning a national teaching award, editing the volume Strategies in Teaching Anthropology, and also acting as one of the master teachers for all anthropologists at the annual AAA meetings, the American Anthropological Association meetings. So I do have a good deal of background even beyond LTCC in doing a lot of stuff with both training and pedagogy and teaching, and of course also technology. So new for 2022, I want to talk about all the new stuff coming, and I just mentioned one of these. So have a brand new website that was just recreated from the ground up. I really wanted to make it more user-friendly. I took a lot of the advice, the good suggestions I received in the feedback that was given to me from the survey, and I think close to 50 people filled it out. And some of the respondents said, can you make the website easier to use? So indeed, I set things up differently. You can find things very clearly on 6 tabs, really 5 tabs, because one of the tabs is the homepage tab. So if you're new and you want to learn about onboarding, you'll click there. Anything about teaching, you'll click on teaching. All the workshops like the teaching talks are archived and listed here, including all the handouts, the topics, and any pertinent information. And then anything related to technology, because technology is such a key part of the teaching landscape today, even pre-COVID-19, that I think it's important to maintain a focus on technology. And then as we just talked about, you can click on all the reports there. Now, one thing that is going to change, I'll talk about here in a little bit, is about onboarding. And I do have an onboarding tab here, but I'm trying to get more feedback from Ray, our new VP of Instruction, and welcome to him as he starts his new position. We're excited to have him here in fall of 2022. And what I'm going to do is check in with Ray as much as possible and say, what can we do to make this onboarding experience useful? And then if there are any negotiated items, for example, if there's a requirement that you have to go through an onboarding, all of that has to be negotiated with the Faculty Association and then also the Academic Senate. We'd want to bring them in and keep them involved because the Academic Senate in one of those 10+1 areas focuses on processes for professional development. So really the two arms of both the Faculty Association and the Academic Senate would need to be involved if we do anything very formalized. If it's informal, if it's just me reaching out to people and doing these drop-in hours, and in fact today I'm meeting with someone at 1 o'clock, a brand new English faculty member, then we don't have to negotiate or discuss that with the governance groups. But anything formal, we want to bring in those two governance groups and also the instruction office with Ray and the deans and so forth. So be on the lookout for some changes with the onboarding tab and the onboarding process. Now, I'm entirely redesigning the student suite for 2022. So if you're interested in getting access to the student suite, go to Canvas Commons, and that's found right here on the Commons tab. You're going to click on that. And then if these don't pop up for you, you can just type in LTCC in the search bar, and then these will pop up. Now, I'm redeveloping these, so I'm going to go in and check the accessibility. I'm going to work with Ray, with Student Services, with any of the pertinent offices like Promise or Laura Salinas with Diversity and Equity to make sure that we have everything covered on the Student Suite. So if you're new to LTCC, what the Student Suite is these are resources you can bring into Canvas, and then students have access to all of these in your class. So for example, you want your class policies. You specifically want to know or have your students know about academic dishonesty and plagiarism. So we have this entire policy that's established in our student guide through the academic catalog. And then we also have some additional information here. So I created all these, I created the banner images and so forth. So all you need to do is import this into your class, put the class that you want it to go into, and then really magically it will appear inside of your class, and then students have access to this. And so I think it's a really wonderful way to promote student information on campus. The Student Suite, which has the resources, is also really great. And by the way, close to 75 unique downloads of both of these, so I've been really pleased just with the response in the classes. And so if you're interested in having these like student housing, any of the student housing information, this could be inside your class. And then when students need to sign up for student housing or get more information, they'll just click on this as a module inside your class. And by the way, the coolest thing about importing this into your class is you can customize exactly what it looks like. You can decide what you want to have in there, what you want to include and exclude, and then you just basically publish or unpublish it. So as you can see here, the academic programs, if you don't want the meta majors in there, you just unpublish it. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to edit these. Canvas just pulls these into your classes as an entire module with the heading Student Resources or Student Policies. And then all you have to do is decide where it goes. You can drop and drag this anywhere you want it. And you can also include or exclude things as you want things to be in there. So I think it's really handy. I hope you use it. Again, here in the summer of 2022, what I've specifically been working on is updating these. So I'm going to do an entire revamp of these, make sure everything's accurate, check for typos, check for links if there are any links that are dead, and then I'm also going to check for any accessibility issues with alt tags and all that kind of stuff. So rest assured, as I develop these resources for you, I'm constantly updating these. I've seen some stuff we've done in the past with old training shells, and whoever was involved in those, they kind of just died, and the links died and the images died, and kind of unfortunate because we want to make sure we have the most current stuff, whether it's for our students or whether it's for our faculty. So if you have tips or advice or suggestions, reach out to me, and I'm very happy to change these over time as well. Okay, great. So I just mentioned to you a little bit ago about the redesign of the LTCC Teaching and Learning website. And one of the things I still am doing is redesigning the onboarding. So what will happen is when you click on onboarding, it'll take you to whatever tracks we have established for doing new faculty onboarding here at the college. We also have a lot going on with our mentor program. And so really you're going to see, if you're a new faculty member, whether full or part-time, you're going to see a lot of efforts to help integrate all of you into the campus culture, whether it's through my position or whether it's through other opportunities, including the excellence in teaching workshops. There's a lot going on with those. And so really great opportunities out there to bring you on board and say, here's who we are at LTCC and here's how you can get help if you need help. So just be on the lookout. There'll be much more details in here once this has been fully mapped out here in 2022. And the other thing I'm doing some updating on this year is the Syllabus Resource website that you have access to. If you go to ltccteachingandlearning.com/syllabus, this will pop up. So this is based on a workshop I did years ago, and I wanted to create more resources for faculty that relates to getting your syllabus ready. So there's a lot of information here in terms of background, in terms of policies, what to include, useful links that can help you design your syllabus, what a syllabus means, some best practices, and then all the syllabus snippets. And these were archived or created or curated from LTCC faculty from their classes. One of the things I want to do over the summer is update this so we can have better resources. For example, if we have some old outdated stuff about mask policies, which we don't need anymore, those can be removed. And then maybe some new ones to add in. For example, I know that Katu uses in her class a land acknowledgement statement. So I want to add that to the syllabus website. Now, one new thing that you can discover that I think is pretty cool that I found culling my social media educational tweets and so forth is this particular resource that lets you generate auto dates for a class. So the idea behind this is you would choose the year, you would choose when your class starts, so we could put like mid-September. It doesn't really matter because we're just going to get the date specific to the weeks of our classes. I can put the end date just as the 31st since, again, I just want to get it, say, through the final exam. If the class meets on Tuesday and Thursday, I would check that. The date format, I could choose. I actually like that date format, so I'll save that as it is, and then I hit submit, and then it creates all these dates for you. And I wish I had this years ago because I remember doing this on a calendar, sitting down and saying, okay, for week 3, what are the dates of Tuesday and Thursday? And then putting this in my syllabus, I would cut and paste Tuesday 11 or 12 times and Thursday 11 or 12 times, and then I would cut and paste each of the months. And that would take a little extra work, plus having to hunt around in a calendar to find out where it is. You sometimes can't even do this on your cell phone because of just how it's laid out there. So this makes it a lot easier. So definitely use that resource. I just added this week here in the mid part of August to make it a little easier to set up your dates for your class. Probably your face-to-face class, but you could also use this for your DE class if you are doing assignment due dates and you want to figure out, say, the Friday of a given week when your class turns in all their work, or a Saturday or a Sunday, etc. So check that out. And then at the very bottom, past the snippets, you can look at all these resources. Some of these we already have in the Student Suite resources. But if you want these as a Word doc or a PDF, you don't have to do this on your own. It's all available to you. We have some sample syllabi, some logos if you want to include these. And then the syllabus template is something I want to update this summer. So what the syllabus template does is it provides you with all the little bits and pieces you might need to start your class from the beginning. If you've already taught this class, you might indeed go back and use your old syllabus and just update it. But I'm going to really redo this over the summer. I want to add more information here. I think it's a little light, and this way you can use this, just put in the pertinent information, and then you're ready to go in terms of your syllabus. So I'm definitely going to be continuing to update the syllabus website here. It's one of those places where I think I can provide a lot of resources to you so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you create your class and you're trying to do your syllabus. So be on the lookout for more here on the Teaching and Learning website connected to syllabus. I want to mention some new videos I've been working on over the summer. So again, there are quite a bit of resources here available for you on the website, and there was interest both from the instruction office and also on that survey in reorganizing this. So I was really excited to have the time to do this over the summer because it did need to be reorganized. I hadn't worked on the website fully from ground up over 3 years ago when I first set it up. So one of the things I've been doing over the summer is creating some new videos for you, and these are in areas that I think will really benefit you. There are some areas, for example, because of COVID, I haven't focused so much on face-to-face pedagogy. So I created a new video this year here on face-to-face pedagogy. And so you can go here and just get all my tips about these important areas of face-to-face classroom teaching. And by the way, you can always click on the chapter indices that are included that I create with the YouTube video so that you can jump to just the information that you need, the most pertinent information. So that's one new one. These aren't all the new videos, but I wanted to give you some highlights. The other one I'm particularly proud of is talking about stock images and DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this was a direct result of seeing the really great workshop that Kata and Sarah did from our World Languages department on creating exciting, interactive classes, welcoming classes. And one of the things they talked about was stock images and emojis and how to express diversity via those images and those forms of visual inclusion. So I give you my tips here on how to use some of the resources I've shared with you in the past that are stock image and video websites, and new ones as well. So to use old resources and specifically target more diverse images, so more persons of color, more non-cis people, more transgender or gender fluid people, more LGBTQIA plus people, more people from just different social class backgrounds, more people that don't reflect an ableist kind of stereotype or an ableist bias that we sometimes see in our visual worlds. So I give you opportunities to really seek out some of these new websites I've discovered that help with more diversity in stock image websites and stock video websites. So check that out. And then also, because Zoom is constantly changing, there are so many cool new features in Zoom, including a new thumbs up feature that I think you're going to love. So when you use your camera on your computer or phone and you do a thumbs up or you wave on the screen, your camera will recognize it. It tells Zoom that you're raising your hand or doing a thumbs up, and then it automatically puts the emoji up for you. That's really hip and cool. Probably didn't hear about it. It's one of the things I like to do with technology in my position. I'm always keeping up on all the brand new technologies, whether it's web technology, graphic design, video, audio, anything related to word processing or the Microsoft or Google Suites, YouTube. I'm always keeping up on that stuff and passing on that technological information to you so that you don't have to spend the time doing it. I can use my hours to do that as opposed to you having to spend time that you don't have to work on the nitty-gritty technology issues that maybe aren't directly related to your field of study or discipline or area of teaching or professional faculty area at the college. So those are just a few of the new videos I created this year that I just wanted to let you know about, and I'll certainly have others. And what I'll do is I will, anytime I create a new video, like if it's a new tech video, you'll find that in the appropriate area here on the icons, and you just click on one of these. And if you want the accessible version of that, you would just click on the text links here below each of the general areas that is the area of focus. What I'll also do is, depending on what is decided via the instruction office, is decide on a way to communicate that to you weekly or bi-weekly or every month when I do the updates from Teaching and Learning. As you know, I've been doing the weekly updates with Teaching and Learning, and I'll just check in with Ray and instruction to see, do we want to continue to do it that way in this next year, 2022 to 2023. So stay tuned with that, but you're going to see certainly more tutorial videos. Anytime I do a teaching talk, again, found under the workshop tab, you'll find that archive. These are the new videos or the new workshops that are coming. And if it's a non-sensitive topic, what I'll do is have those archived for you below the technology section here in reverse chronological order, so that you can definitely get a sense of what happened if you missed a teaching talk. Click on the video and go ahead and just watch it. Now, another thing new for 2022 is one of the things that the district was interested in doing via the MOU, this one-year MOU that they are extending this year, is doing very set drop-in times. And I just want to say that I've been doing drop-in times for the last 3 years. I've been doing them on Zoom. I've also been doing them in my office. For example, I had just last year, Sue Kloss came in and we spent about an hour. I remember taking a photo of Sue, and she wanted to learn about doing audio recording, and specifically buying an audio recorder and then using that in her class. I've done that, and I've also done Zoom workshops with people online for many of our faculty who do not live locally. Just this last month or so, in July and August, with the workshop, I'm doing the Zoom session today with a new faculty member in English. That'll be number 5, and then number 6 is coming up right after that. So I've been doing Zoom meetings with new part-time faculty. We meet one-on-one for at least an hour, and then we plan opportunities for them to get more help in the future. If there's departmental questions, I always say, hey, if you're new in biology, talk to Behnaz, talk to Carl, talk to Sue, because you want to get the disciplinary expertise. But what I do is when a new faculty member comes in, I tell them very specifically about all these resources. We talk about student issues. We discuss how to think about organizing a class. And on the Teaching and Learning website, I have a basics track where you could start a class from scratch and then basically get an understanding of how to create a syllabus. There's the Teaching and Learning syllabus website where you can cut and paste syllabus snippets. There are resources in Canvas Commons. So I just make sure that I let all our new faculty know what's available and that I'm an ongoing resource. What the district wants is very specifically 4 hours per week drop-in times. So that's no problem. And I'm going to continue probably to use Calendly to have people to set up, because one of the things I have to figure out is what happens if someone drops in. Let's say I have it from 10 to 11 on Monday and someone drops in my office, but then I also have it virtually. How do we make sure that I can handle both of those needs for that hour time to make sure there isn't overlap? So it's one of the things I've got to work out and probably talk to Ray about a little bit, because I just want to make sure that drop-in, just like with traditional student office hours, happens in the way that I can meet both the face-to-face faculty member and then the virtual faculty member. We can't forget that so many of our faculty don't even live in the Tahoe area, and that's one of the reasons we record everything and we do stuff on Zoom. We really have so many people now teaching for us across the country. I know of a part-time faculty member, for example, in Minnesota, who's been teaching for us for many, many years, and one of our best. And so these are not local people, so we have to maintain that virtual connection. We can't just have face-to-face stuff, because then we're totally excluding a big part of our faculty workforce here at the college. So the drop-in times, I'll let you know how that's going to happen here in 2022, 2023. We're also continuing the Teaching Talk series. We'll think about specifically how often to offer these. I like to do, by the way, more rather than few, because one of my thoughts is not everybody can meet every time. You know, you might have a dentist appointment one week, so you can't make it on a Tuesday from 12 to 1. Again, we have the videos, which is the archives, so that you can kind of virtually see what we covered. But the other thing is that sometimes you're just not interested in a topic. For example, let's say last year you saw a teaching talk and it was end of term Canvas tricks, which Michael Miguel presented. Well, you might say, I know everything I need to know about Canvas. I don't really need that. So, okay, you don't go to that one. But then you saw that there's one on student accessibility tools and ideas. You really want to up your game on accessibility with captioning on your videos or with alt tags. So therefore, maybe you did want to attend that one. So by having like a buffet of different topics and a variety of topics and more than a few during any given quarter, I really feel like it meets my goals professionally in doing trainings, in doing outreach with you, because I just kind of know that you need to do kind of a lot rather than a little. I also take this from my days working at Astroworld, where I bring in some of that expertise, and I could tell you kind of what happens in the corporate training world when we train brand new employees. You have to do a variety of topics and trainings with people. For example, in the theme park industry, there's all the safety stuff, there's the human resources stuff, there's the on-the-job training, and then there's also the guest services training, where you learn how to be friendly and how to approach guests or people in the public who visit the theme park from a very friendly and what we call a guest-first perspective. So we'll have conversations about this, but my personal philosophy is it's important to have a lot of these. And by the way, if there's overlap in any given quarter with any kind of student events like the honor roll, I've always said that I'll maintain a focus, so I'll cancel or not schedule on top of important student events where we want faculty to attend. So I always check the master calendar that Kelsey Magoon puts out, just to make sure I'm not going to be piling anything on top of an event that we want faculty to attend to. So I'm cognizant of the campus calendar, so don't worry about that if that is a concern. But I'll let you know what's going to happen this year with the teaching talks, when they happen, and how I'll get the information out to you. Now, we can close this welcome today a little bit with maybe what's coming and what are some themes that we could focus on this year. Again, I take a lot of direction from all of you. I take direction from the CIO, Ray, our new CIO or Vice President of Instruction. I know that the President's involved in thinking about the position and has talked to me about it as well. So I'm a very easy person in terms of taking directions and saying what all of you want. If you have an interest in a particular theme or area, let me know. To be honest, I don't hear a lot, so I get some feedback on the surveys, and that's pretty helpful, but sometimes that's not in depth. It's like a thumbs up or a thumbs down kind of thing. And some of it's critical and some of it's positive. So I always like to hear feedback. So anything that you can offer me going forward is always great. So come by my office, let me know, drop me an email, and then we can alter some of these foci for next year as you might be interested in. So these are just some thoughts I was thinking of with some of the trainings that I was planning for this summer and some of the video work, and I thought maybe these would be important for us next year. So one thing was accessibility, to continue the focus on accessibility. So I have in mind, I really want to do a video coming up and maybe a training on demystifying closed captioning, whether you're working in Canvas Studio, YouTube, or via Zoom. So be on the lookout for that. That's something I want to specifically focus on. And working with Kelly this last year on doing a full-fledged accessibility theme week, I think was really great. I think that's something we should continue to do every year, because accessibility has to be at the very top of what we do. I know, talking with Michael Miguel about the poker process, the peer online course review process that we have at the college, we're talking about doing more trainings with us locally so that the faculty poker reviewers will be doing the actual accessibility training that we do in that area D of the poker process. So I think accessibility will continue to be super important here in terms of teaching and learning, so be on the lookout for more focus on accessibility this year. DEI, as you know, Hotep Consulting is working with all of us this year, beginning in the fall. I know in summer I have a training in August, and then all of us, I think, are back for convocations, and there'll be an additional training then. So certainly we'll see more of this in our day-to-day lives as we think about how to address equity, diversity, inclusion issues here at LTCC. So I think DEI is going to continue to be important for us, and I'm going to try to focus on it more this year. More opportunities for training, more opportunities for resources. One example is that video I mentioned to you on diversity and stock images. I think it's just really important to think about all the various ways that we don't think about and we should think about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So be on the lookout for that this year as we do more efforts here through teaching and learning. And then technology continues to be super important. So as I was thinking about some stuff this summer, I made my list and I said, these are some areas that I need to address, and I wanted to knock some of these off as videos or possible teaching talks that we could have in this coming year. So there will be more of these, and you can always find the technology related stuff on the T&L website on the technology page here. Just click on the top right. And one area that I've enjoyed focusing on technology in is what I've called my Tiny Tech video series. And these are little bits of technology that give you a super short, condensed focus on technology, which could be an app or something very specific like how to do a right click on a Zoom video so that you can download it. Again, things that you may not have heard about or things that might take you a long time to discover on your own. So I try to be on top of things and stay on top of things so that you don't have to do some of this stuff. For example, Zotero Bibs, it's a free bibliography service that you can use for your own research or writing or also pass on to your students. And what's cool about Zotero is it has formatting already done for you. So if you want to teach your students about how to do the MLA or APA formatting, you can actually just send them to Zotero, and it's a great learning or teaching tool for you to use and your students to use that also happens to be a great form of technology that can be very effective and is 100% free. So in 2022, 2023, we'll definitely see more on the horizon with technology. Whenever I discover something new, I'll try to pass it on to you. We'll have a workshop. I'll let you know about a new video that will be reflected here on the website, and hopefully it'll be something useful that will come in handy in your teaching or professional work here at the college. So that's it here for our overview. Again, this is a welcome in fall of 2022 as we start Convocation here at Lake Tahoe Community College to teaching and learning, to what I do as FCTL. Anytime you want to come by, my office is always open. I'll make you a cup of coffee if you want it. I have coffee, and also I think I have creamer now. I definitely have sugar substitute and real sugar. I will make you a coffee. I have my own cups. You can come down here, got these comfy chairs, have the screen over here. We can sit down at the table, talk about technology, talk about teaching, any concerns you might have. I'm also happy to meet with you on Zoom, so don't be shy there. Let me know. I will immediately send you back once we decide on a time and date. I'll send you back a calendar invite for your Outlook and then also a Zoom link. All you have to do is click on that, join with me at the time and date that we've set up, and then we can talk about the exact same stuff that you could talk down here in B101A with me about. So welcome to Convocation 2022. If you're new to the college, welcome. Excited to be working with you. Don't be shy. Come down to my office, make an appointment. We'll chat on Zoom, and hopefully you can see all the wonderful resources and opportunities that we have here at Teaching and Learning. And by all means, reach out to all the faculty out there, all the staff, directors, and administrators. I know they're all happy to welcome you to campus as I am, and they're all very willing and helpful in terms of all the opportunities of outreach that they can provide to you as well. So thanks for listening. I'll be back with additional videos. And again, welcome to Convocation 2022 here at Lake Tahoe Community College.